好，Hello，大家晚上好，欢迎大家来参加 Starknet 开发实战训练营的结营仪式。那我是今天的主持人 Adam。那在今天的活动当中呢，我们会一起来回顾本次训练营的相关的内容，毕业优秀学员的名单公布，Bounty 的部分结果的公布，以及我们本期课程里优秀学员分享他们的学习经验。那最后，我们也邀请到了 Paradex 的项目的增长负责人 Rob 来介绍项目，并带来多个招聘岗位。那同时呢，我们也邀请到了 Paradex 的首席的架构师来给大家解答技术的相关问题。那接下来的话，我们就进入到第一个环节，课程的一个总体的回顾。那首先我们的课程是从12月3号开始正式的开课，那课程是在我们的 YouTube 和 B 站来进行更新的。那之前没有关注或者没有观看的开发者，也可以关注于我们TinTinLand的账号，进入到合集进行观看跟学习。那截止到今天，一共是为期6周的一个学习时间，包含到5周的一个基础的视频学习，加上1周的项目实战。那基础学习的期间呢，我们也安排了6次的 task 作业，来帮助大家巩固知识。那我们每周会安排1次 Office Hour 来帮助大家解答疑问，让大家能够更好的去掌握每周所学的一个重点内容，更好的去完成作业。那在实战期间呢，我们也设置了2大赛题的一个 Bounty 的项目实战的这个比赛。让同学们可以进一步的去落地实践。那同时的话，邀请了相应的嘉宾来给我们同学们做 workshop 的直播，来独家解析到我们本次的 Bounty 赛题以及具体的一个细节要求。那在我们课程期间的话，这些同学们都非常积极的参与到了我们整个课程的学习跟 Bounty 的实战当中。那我们也能从数据中能看到，那我们在课程期间，那课程视频的点击量是达到了5500加，以及我们作业的这个累计提交是达到了389份。那最终我们的 Bounty 项目的提交一共是14个项目的一个提交。那待会儿的话，我们也会公布我们部分的一个获奖名单。那在我们本次的训练营当中，我们有2位讲师来担任了我们课程的主讲老师。那他们分别是 Tracy 以及 Aston 老师。今天的话，因为 Tracy 老师这边因为时间的冲突不能来到现场，那我们会有请到我们 Aston 老师来跟大家进行一个简单的分享。
首先呢，很荣幸能够成为本次 Starknet 开发实战训练营的讲师，在这里和大家一起学习和成长。需要感谢本次活动的主办方 TinTinLand 社区，还有合作伙伴像 Starknet 中文社区、Scaffold 还有 Paradex，他们提供了一个优质的平台，使得我们可以一起学习，一起进步。那么今天是第2期训练营的这个结营仪式，呃，我想和大家回顾一下我们学习的内容。首先呢，我们学习了 Starknet 的基础和架构，通过这个呢，我们了解了 Layer 2的这个生态以及它的强大的能力，以及 Starknet 在这个生态中的独特优势。然后我们学习了 Carol 语言，以及如何用 Carol 语言在 Starknet 上去开发智能合约。这些是我们去构建去中心化应用的基石。那么我们只需要去克服学习新的编程语言的挑战，掌握了它的核心要点，就可以在 Starknet 上无需许可的去开发我们的让我们的想法去中心化的应用得到实现。然后呢，我们又学习了前端的开发以及 Dojo。那么通过对前端的学习与开发，让我们学习了如何和智能合约进行结合，实现一个真正意义上的一个去中心化的一个应用，以及 Dojo 这个作为呃一个先进的游戏框架， 让我们更专注于游戏逻辑的开发。那么，这个本次课程呢，应该是我作为讲师参加的第4次的这个训练营。那么我最大的感受就是，这次训练营同学们的积极性更高，然后学习的热情更高。那么这主要还是要感谢我们TinTinLand社区的主办以及运营。另外，那么除了课程本身呢，我们也大家也参加了很多同学参加了 Bounty 的活动，提交了自己的这个创意以及项目。那么我也参加了本周2的这个项目的大家也是去看到大家的努力和用心的去创造。呃对于在这个活动当中表现优异的这个同学和项目，呃首先呢就非常恭喜你们。另外呢，我觉得即使没有在这次活动当中获得奖励，也不需要气馁，因为可能只是说在这么短的时间内，你的项目还没有就是说达到你的预期，所以你完全可以去在未来的时间当中去优化、去完善甚至还可以去参加 Starknet Foundation 举办的Hackathon，去再次去提交自己的项目，让更多的人看到你的创意、你的努力。那么，我想分享一下一些个人的感悟。首先，Starknet 作为一个创新的生态系统，它正在以飞快的速度而发展，而我们作为早期的开发者，呃，无论是 Layer 2的扩展性，还是 Care 的独特性，都为我们提供了无限的可能性。所以我们要做的就是不断的去学习，不断的去尝试，把握住这个机会。最后呢，感谢每一位同学，是你们的参与和热情，让这次训练营充满了活力和意义。也希望今天的结营不是终点，而是一个新的起点，让我们一起继续努力，为 Starknet 生态的繁荣贡献自己的力量。谢谢。
非常感谢 Aston 老师的一个分享，也非常感谢老师在课程期间的一个辛苦的付出。那讲师的话，在课程当中为大家去准备课程内容，进行班级群答疑，帮助大家去吸收知识、学习课程内容。那同时呢，我们本期的课程也邀请到了经验丰富的助教加入到我们本次的训练营，那为各位同学来带来了精彩的技术分享。那在我们的共学群里面的话，也是非常快速的去响应到同学们的各类的提问，帮助大家去扫清学习的障碍，更好的学习课程。那接下来我们也有请我们的助教们来跟大家做一个简单的交流。那首先我们刘博助教。
大家好，我是刘博助教，然后本身主要是做以太坊生态的，我主要做MEV 相关的，以及会打一些开源的 grant，然后对 Starknet，然后这个生态我也是保持关注，然后也是很早就开始关注，然后 Starknet 它也是我觉得是很有特色的一条L2的链，而且它也是是属于头部的 L2的之一嘛，很值得大家学习。另外它的生态我觉得也是比较怎么说呢，就是参与的人是比较多的，就比较火热的一个生态，所以说值得大家去投入。然后最后也就恭喜大家能完成这个实战的课程也希望大家能够之后继续去学习，然后继续去更加熟练的去掌握这个 Starknet 的合约的开发。 好，就这样，谢谢。
好的，那感谢我们刘博助教的一个分享。那接下来我们宇轩助教。
好，首先恭喜大家能在课程中就是顺利毕业，相信大家在课程中也学到了 Starknet 上各种的开发技能。今天我就给大家分享一些在区块链上面的一些工作平台，然后为大家在以后的区块链的开发中能够助力各位同学能够实现自己的一些想法吧。首先是咱们这个TinTinLand，它有一个 Job File 的那个平台，它这里面会每周都会更新一些TinTinLand自己收集的一些工作岗位，然后从开发到运营，这里面都有。然后第二个是灯链社区的，灯链它是作为一个区块链的一个比较，就是从文章然后到工作，就是比较集中的一个平台，在里面都会有各种文章类的展示啊，然后区块链的一些经验大家都会在这边分享，然后上面也有工作的展示，这里面你看这边有各种工作岗位，有全职的、兼职的、远程的都会有，然后这是一个，然后第三个的话是一个 Rebase 社区的，它这边写在它的issue里面，这边也有各种的工作岗位，在区块链里面，反正薪资都非常可观，然后大家也可以关注一下。然后还有就是 Telegram 里面，就是 TG 里面，它会有那个远程社区的一些，就是远程工作岗位的一些群，它比如说是这个 DJob 啊，然后里面的订阅量都非常大，还有这个你找一下，还有这个Triple Web3，像这些，大家如果就是有需要的话，我会在群里给他发到群里面去。好，希望大家能够有一个就是在区块链里面都能够实现自己的一些梦想。好，我的分享到这里。
好的，那感谢助教们的分享，那也感谢他们陪伴大家一起度过了本期的一个学习时光。那接下来我们大家一起加油。好，那我们接下来第三个环节，那在本期的训练营当中呢，我们也看到了很多表现优秀的学员。那接下来我们就来公布我们本次课程的优秀毕业学员的名单。那在此之前，还是先来回顾一下优秀学员跟毕业学员的标准。好，那首先，毕业学员是要求完成6次的 task 作业，即可以满足毕业条件。那毕业的学员可以获得我们的电子毕业证书，瓜分到我们200的奖金池，以及可以领取毕业的 NFT。那同时的话，也会获得 Z 力积分的一个相应的积分。优秀学员是需要去完成我们全部课程的视频学习，并且去报名提交到我们的 Bounty 项目。优秀学员的话是可以获得我们的第一个电子的优秀毕业证书，我们 Bounty 的比赛的一个相应的奖金池，以及我们去领取到一个毕业的 NFT。那同样的也会有一个 Z 力的500的一个积分可以来领取，这是我们毕业学员跟优秀学员的一个要求和相应的一个奖励。那以下呢，就是我们本期的 Starknet 课程的毕业学员的名单，一共的毕业学员名单一共是51个人。那这一部分的学员的话，将会去获得我们刚刚所说的我们的电子的毕业证书、毕业的 NFT 等等的这一些的奖励。那大家也可以看一下有没有自己的名字。那我们的毕业学员的话是顺利的去完成了我们整个课程的一个学习，并且去按时提交了全部6课的一个作业。我们一起恭喜一下他们。那接下来就是我们优秀学员的一个名单。那我们本次的优秀学员一共是有13个人，那他们是报名参与了我们本次的Bounty比赛，成为了优秀的毕业学员。我们可以恭喜一下以上的这些同学成为了我们的优秀学员。那接下来几天的话，我会陆续的给大家去发 发放我们的电子毕业证书和优秀的毕业证书，那同时也会向大家去收集自己的钱包地址来发放我们的毕业的 NFT，那大家到时候也记得要发给 Adam。好的，那接下来的话，在我们本次的这个课程活动，其实我们最重要的，也就是刚刚我们老师助教也都提过的这个 Bounty 比赛。那我们本次比赛的话，是为了帮助大家从理论到实践，然后真正的将我们所学的知识落实到项目实践当中。那我们本次的比赛一共是有13位同学报名参与了，那提交了一共是14个项目。那在经过激烈的一个 demo day 的之后呢，我们也陆续的去评选出了2大赛道的一个获奖的项目。那因为本次这个评分的时间比较紧张，那今天的话是仅仅会公布 Scaffold-Stark 赛题的5个有效提交项目，那分别是我们以下的5个项目，那有K66同学、杨景辉同学、Bright 同学以及Copy Forever 和伯夫同学的他们所各自的这5个项目，大家也可以看一下。那这5个项目的话，将分别获得100的 STRK 的一个奖励。那其他的获奖的项目，也就是我们全部的获奖结果，我们将在下周进行公布，大家也可以敬请期待一下。好，那在我们学院当中，其实也涌现出了非常多的优秀的学员。那他们在我们课程期间是非常认真的去学习了课程，并且积极的去参与到了 Bounty 的比赛当中。那这些优秀学员的话，我们今天也非常高兴邀请到了其中的2位来进行分享。那他们分别是我们的郑鹏同学以及我们的 Calvin 同学。那接下来的时间可以让我们一起来听一听他们在这段时间的一个收获跟心得。那首先的话，邀请到我们的郑鹏同学先开始。
我今天就是给大家分享一下，就是我在 Starknet 的一些学习经历吧，然后就是以及这段时间就是在这个就是 TinTinLand 和这个就是老师们就是准备的这个课程里面去学的。然后我最近主要是集中是在学那个斗酒游戏开发这一块，然后从个人的学习经验来说的话，就是说先是照着那个老师的教程，然后还有就是官方的文档去操作，还有就是有什么不会的时候，就是去问同学、问老师，或者是自己去试。反正就是我觉得学 Starknet 挺有意思的，然后也就是不要抱着那种就是急于求成的那种心理，就是要多试，然后多去实践，然后这样的话就应该就是会慢慢的就相当于是把它拆成一个一个小的那种就是目标点，然后这样子去做。然后重要的就是去自己不是说看了这个东西就觉得会了，而是自己要真正的去实践一遍。然后再分享一下，就是说我未来的一个计划，就是我计划还是就是在那个 Starknet 斗酒游戏这一块，我比较倾向就是说花比较多的时间继续持续在这一块去做。然后当然了，这里面就是还是要感谢就是TinTinLand的这个平台，还有就是老师们去的一些课程的一些讲解，有的时候就是很晚在群里面问老师们，老师和他们都会去给一些回答，或者是怎么。最后谢谢大家。
好的，感谢郑鹏同学的一个分享。那接下来让我们有请 Calvin 同学跟我们分享。
简单写了个 slides，然后跟大家过一下吧。这是我一个自我介绍，然后我主要是做后端和架构这块的。然后4月份，就是去年4月份，然后进入了这个 Web3的领域。TinTinLand 的课程实际上参加过挺多的了。然后这一次的话是这个艾玛找到我说让我去做个分享啊。然后我关注的行业的话，主要是这几个 Web3、区块链、人工智能、分布式系统等等。然后一开始为什么会进入到这个 Web3这个领域？实际上的话，一个是说还是想试一试，说看看这个 Web3这个领域它到底是一个什么样的一个行业。 然后的话呢，这个在这个行业里头有什么样的机会，我能做什么。第二的话就是技术挑战，这个的话实际上可能就是说对于这种像我这种这种工作年限比较长，然后的话技术方面有些积累的人来讲的话，其实更多的实际上渴望是一些技术上的挑战。然后进入到 Web3这个领域以后，才发现说这个行业确实它的技术上的挑战是足够的。为什么？因为它发展的快，然后它的这个节奏，它的这个对新的技术的拥抱等等这一些，我觉得都是特别快的。所以如果是渴望技术挑战的话，来 Web3这个领域，我觉得是一个正确的选择。第三个是职业机会。实际上 Web3领域很多的工作的话，它是这个是远程的，对吧？或者说是在线的。那么有一个好处就是说只用工作不用上班，这样的话节省了大量的这种通勤的时间。尤其是比如说像我在这种一线城市的话，上个班可能上下班来回路上可能就得3个小时左右，这玩意儿其实有点浪费，对吧？所以的话就是说，如果是把那个时间省下来，能干点其他的事情，不比这个浪费在路上强吗？最后一个就是创业机会，就是看看说在 Web3这个领域有没有一些创业的可能。这个我在进入到 Web3领域以后，也发现说，实际上在 Web3领域的话，这个它的这样的一个对于创业的这种反馈的话是非常快、非常直接的。比如说你有一个项目，然后的话你把它这个投入到黑客松比赛里头去，然后你马上就得到反馈说你这个项目是什么样的，有没有人感兴趣，或者说你这个项目怎么去这个修正，怎么去让它更好、更加的这个适合于这个这个怎么说呢？这个用户的这样需求，我觉得非常直接。然后的话呢，你可以再去迭代，慢慢的去提升、去修改等等。然后，如果说你的项目在黑客松比赛中获了奖，哎，那很有可能的话，就是有公司在后面可能会对你这个项目感兴趣，然后给你做进一步的接洽。所以的话，这个实际上我觉得比起传统的所谓的这种怎么说？比起传统的这种天使投资VC等等这些，我觉得它实际上节奏和对这个创业者的这样的一个友好程度来讲的话，我觉得都是要更高一筹。实际收获的话，我这里写的不光是这一次的这个学习收获实际上的话，我这里写的是进入到 Web3领域来，在包括 TinTinLand 等一些这种课程里头去进行学习，然后得到一些收获。然后第一个当然是技术技能提升了，几个主要的生态的话，实际上都有接触。然后虽然不能说每个生态都特别深入了，但是我觉得说掌握了这么多个生态以后，至少对自己的眼界的提升是非常有帮助的啊。第二个的话就是项目经验了，项目经验的话，实际上我还挺喜欢参加黑客松的，然后当地的活动的话，一般有共学课程的话，我都会参加，然后也拿了2次的奖，最后一个就是社区连接了，实际上就是说也确实也遇到了很多志同道合的这种小伙伴，然后呢话呢就是能够相互的去做这个学习和借鉴，我觉得这也是挺好的一件事。心得的话，一个是持续迭代吧，持续迭代，因为大家也看到了吧，实际上前面做的黑客松的项目也不是说个个都能得奖，虽然投的时候觉得信心十足，觉得说哎这做的还不错，但是这个最后下来的话，也不见得说就是这个能够去得到奖。当然每一次黑客松都有收获就是能够知道说自己的不足在什么地方，然后怎么去提升，这个我觉得是挺好的。然后怎么去做一个持续的迭代，并且找到一个真正的一个方向吧。第二个就是实践我觉得是非常重要的。在 Web3这个领域的话，就是大家一定要动手，不能说只是说好我理论知识学一学，然后就完事儿了。这个实际上说实话，Web3的领域这个这么日新月异，然后的话又是这个庞大，很有可能你学那点理论知识的话，很快就要么过时了，要么就是这个需要更新了。所以的话，通过动手然后去学习，我觉得这个是最重要的。第三个就是保持的开放心态，这个实际上的话就是真的新技术太多了，对吧？大家如果参加了这个 TinTinLand 的一些这种怎么说呢？这种加餐或者说这种平时的一些这种邀请嘉宾来做的一些分享，大家就可以看出来这个领域的话，它的一些新的东西是什么，以及趋势是什么。对吧？这个其实对于提高个人的一些对于行业的认识以及这个眼界都是非常重要的。学习技巧这个其实我觉得没什么可说的了。第一个的话就是优质资料，对吧？官方文档， 你的这个生态也好，你的各个产品使用各个产品也好，它的官方文档学习，然后 GitHub 的这个一些项目的一些参考，还有就是设计课程。当然就是TinTinLand刚刚说的这个嘉宾的分享，那个也很重要。那个嘉宾分享不光是让你能得到一些就学到一些新的东西，很有可能他对你还有经济上的收益。就是说有些比较有前途的项目的话，他会做一些这个推广什么之类的，然后这个听众来讲的话，很有可能也能参与进去。所以的话，就是大家能参加尽量参加。这也是我虽然没有很积极的去参与那些这个跟一些这种什么这个 TGE 啊等等相关的这些东西，因为我说实话这方面我是挺白痴的。但是我觉得说，如果说你的个人的学习跟你的个人的这个收益能够结合起来的话，我觉得这不是更好的事吗？互相促进啊。然后第二个就加入社区吧，就是其实有挺多的这种 Web3 的社区的，像 TinTinLand 有自己的社区，对吧？而且 TinTinLand 的社区有个好处是什么呢？就是除了说你在社群里头，它还有这种职业板块。然后的话就是我觉得很直接啊，就是你在这学了，哎，我就给你推荐工作，我就给你有岗位给你，然后的话，你根据你的岗位自己去调整你的目标，然后调整你的学习的这个路线等等这一些，然后你可能真的在TinTinLand 的这个社区里头，你能够真正的在 Web3 这个领域找到工作，然后去更加的这种深入的学习 Web3啊，然后就是再一个就是讨论啊，就是从讨论中学习，这个也挺重要的。定期总结，这个实际上就是这个你的学习笔记啊什么的做一个回顾，然后加深理解。学习建议的话，就是一个是从基础开始，把基础打扎实了。第二个的话就是选项目去做，这个刚刚强调了，就是真的是动手做项目是很重要的啊。参与黑客松，这个就是一个非常有效的手段。然后保持好奇心吧，对新事物保持个敏感，能够调整自己的学习方向。比如说这个每一年，对吧？可能 Web3 领域都有自己的这种热点，比如2024年，它可能就是说这个秘密，对吧？然后2025年现在能看到的可能就是 AI agent，对吧？这些热点大家都我觉得跟上，对吧？这个其实在 Web3这个领域刚说了，它的这个风向的转变也好，你是说这个它的这样的一个新技术的出现或者新东西的出现也好，是非常快的啊。你如果不跟上，那你的产品也好，你个人的技能也好，就有可能真的是就在落伍的这种状态。行，这就是我要分享的一些，谢谢大家。
好的，那感谢我们2位同学的一个分享，那希望大家也可以互相学习，继续努力，一起共同成长。好，那我们就接下来一个环节。那我们在课程的学习之外呢，我们也不断看到了 Starknet 生态更多优质的项目。那比如说我们今天要给大家来介绍的 Paradex， 那 Paradex 是一个统一的 Define 生态系统。那我们也邀请到了 Paradex 的增长负责人 Rob 来给大家介绍一下 Paradex 项目以及目前在招聘的岗位。那同时呢 ，Paradex 的首席架构师也在我们的现场。那我们在分享之后的这个 Q&A 的环节也会解决大家的一个技术的疑问。那接下来我们就邀请到 Paradex 的增长负责人 Rob 来给大家分享。那因为2位嘉宾是英文的演讲，那我们也特别安排了公顺来主持这个环节。那大家也可以去打开我们的这个字幕的这个翻译功能。那接下来的话就交给我们的公顺。
Okay. A really big thanks for Rob and Sergey, and it's a true honor to be here. Yeah.
Also its own chain. So we've built our own L2 ZK rollup based on the same stack as Starknet that we're currently running as an app chain. And then finally, we're going to be launching, once we have spot markets, our own native yield-bearing dollar instrument, similar to Athena, which we're going to call XUSD. So in short, we're 3 things. We're an exchange, a blockchain, and a synthetic dollar with yield. I'll show you briefly just what the product looks like, and then maybe we can just open it up to any questions. But yeah, so the main trading interface of the platform, obviously traders can come and they can either use our UI or trade via API. We have right now about 70 different perpetual markets in futures. ranging from Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana to, you know, a wide variety of altcoins and meme coins. So pretty standard kind of exchange trading interface. Our options product, our perpetual options product, which will launch in the coming weeks, is live right now in a closed beta. And I think interestingly here, you'll see that it looks very much like a perpetual futures market in terms of how we've designed the UI. And this is intentional because we view the perpetual option to really be almost a better version of the perpetual future. And the main difference being you pay a little bit more in funding rate, and you get, rather than a linear payout, you get a convex payout, meaning you have downside protection and accelerated returns at the end. As you can see, you can kind of look through your portfolio page, which is your open positions and your P&L to life. And then we also have what we call a vault. And a vault is essentially a smart contract wrapper that allows anybody to spin up and essentially attach a strategy or a set of trading strategies to capital that is sourced directly from users. And all that is kind of done on chain in a construct that can restrict, and you know, in the longer term, we'll be able to restrict in terms of like what trading strategies are allowed within the vault, and it'll allow users to set parameters by which they give their money to these vaults. So this is very similar to hyperliquid vaults with a few notable differences. One, our vaults will be multi-instrument, multi-asset, so you'll be able to trade spot, perps, and futures all out of one vault. The vaults will also be portfolio margin, so much more efficient usage of collateral on the exchange. So a lot of cool innovations will come from this. Right now we have one protocol vault called GigaVault, which you can see earns about 57% annualized returns. And if you go into this, it's made up of several components. So one component is essentially the liquidator, which runs all the liquidations on the exchange. So anytime a trader has a position move against them that we need to take over and essentially liquidate, all the net positive returns from those activities, which in traditional CeFi markets would go to insurance fund, essentially are now going and distributing to users that deposit into GigaVault. And then GigaVault also runs market making strategies. So you'll see market making strategy A and B, and you'll see there's, you know, a handful of open positions across instruments in these vaults. And so right now, GigaVault again kind of does two things. It does liquidations and it does market making, so providing liquidity onto the exchange. And this is kind of sanctioned by the protocol itself. And then once we do options, we'll actually unlock new things like covered call selling that will help increase the yield from organic sources, not just simply from, you know, putting a token or token emissions model. The community from the ground up. We've seen a ton of momentum since we launched our second season of XP, which will be the last season heading into the airdrop. So our DAUs have gone, you know, up about 10x, over 1,000 a day. Our volume is trading somewhere around 100 million plus a day. Weekly active users is somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000. So a lot of positive momentum going into the year. I'll kind of pause there and maybe, you know, take some questions.
Rob and Sergey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so something really bad about my microphone. So our students have some questions want to ask you and Sergey. The first one is, do you guys have any AI agents on Paradex for helping us to for trading?
Yeah, so AI agents is definitely something we're deeply bullish on, and we plan. You saw the Vault construct that we showed. I think we view AI agents as being a big future of vaults in terms of managing and running vaults on behalf of third-party users. So you could essentially deposit money into a vault that would be run by AI agents / AI strategies. In addition to having AI agents that are kind of, plugging into all the data that's coming from Paradex, whether that be trading data, et cetera, and providing insights into, opportunities for funding rate arbitrage, et cetera. So we haven't launched any yet. It's a part of our roadmap, but it's definitely something that we are keenly interested in building and having third-party AI agents come and trade on Paradigm. We really view Paradex as like liquidity infrastructure for AI agents in the future is very, very core to our value prop going forward.
Okay, and I want to know something about are there any difference between Paradex and DYDX?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're somewhat similar in terms of the decentralized exchange piece. Obviously, we are built on a different tech stack. They're built on a Cosmos chain, and we are built on a Starknet L2. So just the core infrastructure is quite different. We obviously settle back to Ethereum now, and hopefully, if Opcat gets pushed through to the Bitcoin L1 network, we'll eventually settle directly onto the Bitcoin blockchain as well. As Opcat, obviously allows you to verify ZK proofs on the Bitcoin L1. I think there's a lot of differences between us and DYDX in terms of, we're really trying to build a very open architecture around our L2 to allow third-party developers to build within that ecosystem. Our exchange also, right now we only have perpetual futures that are live. Well, actually, we have perpetual futures and perpetual options. Those are live just in closed beta right now, so they'll be open to the broader community in a few weeks. And then we'll have spot trading as well. Our DEX, I think, differs quite a bit in terms of like our short-term roadmap to have a full product suite that really matches what you can get in CeFi in terms of, spot options, perpetual futures. And we're going to be building all of this supported by portfolio margin, which is like essentially the most advanced way you can margin positions that take into account all various positions you have, whether it's a futures position, options position, or a spot position. Essentially looks at the whole portfolio together to understand risks versus cross-margining, which just looks at offsetting P&Ls. And our Vault infrastructure is quite different as well in terms of everything is tokenized. So eventually you'll be able to take your token position in Gigavault, you'll be able to take that down to L1, put it into a Pendle or Morpho and strip the yield, do things like that. So I would say we're quite different from them in that aspect. And then, once we launch our kind of native yield-bearing stablecoin as well, XUSD again will be those kind of three things, which is chain, exchange that has, again, spot, perpetual, futures, and options, supported by portfolio margin, and a stablecoin, a yield-bearing stablecoin.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have some excellent students are really cared about the job opportunities. So we know that Paradex is backed up by Paragram, and you are really built on Starknet's very first app chain. And are there any opportunities for our students if they want to looking for a better job?
Yeah. So we have, if you go to paradex.trade/careers, we have a full list of all the careers that we're currently looking for. So definitely encourage everybody to take a look at those, apply if there's something that looks like it's a good fit for your experience and your interests. So we update this job board, quite frequently. We're constantly searching for, good engineers as I'm sure Sergey can attest to, being our head of architect, chief architect. But yeah, you can check out all the careers that are kind of open on our website.
So okay, really be a nice experience if we can work with your guys. And another question, they want to know, are there any jobs in the future for trading on Paradex?
Sorry, can you restate the question? I'm not sure I understood.
Yeah, they are really curious about the L job. Do you have any L jobs in the future, like like Sonata or something else? L job. Yeah.
Sorry, what do you mean by L job? I'm not familiar with that term.
Ellen, wait a second. L job in the future. Do you guys have any L job plan? If they are really trade on Paradex.
Yeah, I don't know, Sergey, if you know that term. I don't know that term of L job. But yeah, I guess we, by trading on Paradex, if you trade, right, we reward users now with XP. So you can kind of earn by contributing to the growth of the ecosystem. So definitely encourage the people that are interested in being users on the exchange can certainly, go and check out our XP and trade on the exchange that way. I'm not sure what you mean by L job, but yeah, it's open ecosystem, so anyone can join and start trading right away.
Like Jupiter, because I have the second L job plan to get the token price. So our students are really really interested in your TGE plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can check out so the foundation, the Paradex Foundation, which I'll go to their website, paradex.foundation. So we made the foundation, excuse me, the foundation made the announcement back in December about the coming of the token that we're calling DIME. That will be the native token of the Paradex network and ecosystem. So definitely encourage folks to check out this blog post. Kind of goes through the vision that I discussed of exchange, native yield bearing stable dollar, synthetic dollar, blockchain. Talks a little bit more about the exchange, our vaults, aka decentralized asset management primitive, borrow lend markets, the yield bearing stable coin, the chain, and then the foundation announced that we'll be doing a 20% Genesis airdrop in July. And so this is based on our XP system, which I talked about earlier, which is, that you can think about that as points, similar to Hyperliquid points or other projects that have used points. And so 5% of the 20% airdrop, so a quarter of the airdrop has already been farmed in our preseason and season one. But the vast majority, so 15% or 3/4 of the airdrop is still yet to be earned. And that will be during season 2, which started on January 3rd, so about a week ago. And we'll go through July, which is the rough estimation for when we'd actually list the token, which would happen on our own exchange, similar to Hyperliquid in our own spot markets. But all the details of kind of this is on the foundation website. So encourage, including, overall tokenomics, which is 58% allocated to the community, unlock schedules, the road ahead, all these things are all here on the foundation website. So encourage people to check that out.
So thank you so much. And could you tell us how to trade on Paradex?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, super easy. So right now we're a truly full DEX, meaning no KYC. So you essentially just launch the app. We essentially have one of the big areas that we're looking to improve is our bridging. So we're working with a new project called Hyperlane that will enable essentially more of a self-service bridge product, making it easier to get money on onto our exchange. But essentially, you just connect your wallet. Right, you can use MetaMask. You can use any wallet you have via coin, MetaMask or Wallet Connect. So really, kind of any coin, any wallet you can connect with, and then you simply deposit money onto the exchange. So you deploy an account quickly, essentially using a signature from your L1 wallet that derives an L2 private key and public key that becomes your account. And then you simply bridge up assets either from Ethereum using our native kind of Paradex bridge, or you can use a third-party bridge provider. So right now we have enabled RhinoFi and LayerSwap are both bridging products that you can use to move money from various other blockchains, not just Ethereum, onto into the Paradex ecosystem and into your account. And then once Hyperlane comes, that will be another bridging option for you as well. But those are the basic ways that you get money into the account, and then you can just start trading.
Okay, and how about the trading data of Paragon?
Yeah, so it's all available via API. So if you go to our documentation,
Okay.
I will pull that up. Pull that up now as well. So yeah, our documentation is, I would say, quite strong. It's obviously in English, but it can be translated. But it really describes everything from how to get started, how to deposit money, what the various products are. I think I would encourage your students to check out these perpetual options, which are a very cool new primitive that we'll be launching. Obviously, being seeded by Paradigm, which is the largest OTC options platform in crypto, we have a deep understanding and experience with options. And these options we're going to be packaging to look, again, like I discussed earlier, very close and very much like a perpetual future, whereas you just pay a little bit more in funding. So if you would pay, let's say, 1 basis point every 8 hours to enter a levered long, Bitcoin trade, you could pay a bit more in funding. So maybe you'd pay something like 10 bips, and then you would have exposure to an option payout, which would be, protected downside risk with accelerated returns on the upside. And so that's a pretty cool new product. So we have some introductory docs on exactly how that works, how to think about it. Definitely encourage people to check that out. We'll be refreshing our points program and referral program in the next 1 to 2 days. So that will be updated here in the docs. Talks about all the wallets, how to deposit, withdraw, bridge from cross-chain bridging, how to trade, and then we have a entirely separate set of API docs. Let me pull that up. So you can look at our API reference. So we have all sorts of information you need on the API docs.
Okay. So, we have one student and they want to know what the advantages of Paradex and compare with the same products in the crypto.
Sorry, in compared to what?
The same projects in crypto, do you have any different advantage?
Yeah, I think it goes down to, again, our like kind of breadth of, number one, like I guess our team, right? So we built the Paradigm business, which is, you know, represents about 35% of global options market trading in crypto, goes through our Paradigm platform. I'll just quickly show you guys that. We do about right now we're doing about $1 billion a day. Over the last 30 days, we've been averaging about 630 million. We've done $500 billion since inception. So this is the largest marketplace for institutional players primarily to trade options against each other. So we have a deep experience in bootstrapping markets, which is a very difficult thing to do. And then obviously we built Paradex because we wanted to build on-chain and build our own decentralized exchange. And yeah, I think our team has executed, incredibly well over the last 1.5 to 2 years. We went live in closed beta about 1.5 years ago, and then we only opened beta back in February. And since then, we've shipped, just an incredible amount of product over that time, and we've really set ourselves up, I think, to create a very differentiated product this next year, which is, there's a lot of perpetual futures dexes. There's not many dexes or any dexes that have perpetual futures, perpetual options, which is a brand new product. So we'll be the first to really have that. Spot all in one place. So really mimicking a CeFi experience, but in a DeFi infrastructure and architecture. So we feel very confident that we're going to build kind of a best-in-class product there that will allow you to have a very similar experience to a centralized exchange where you can use one centralized account. You can trade any instrument, again, spot, futures, options, and across any of the various markets. So Bitcoin, large range of alternative coins, all from one thing with very high levels of collateral efficiency. And then I think our Vault product is really going to set us apart in the coming months, particularly once we launch options, in terms of being some of the highest organic yields in DeFi. So, once we add covered call selling, so structured products essentially will then be done out of vaults in a programmatic way. And so, typically selling options and monetizing volatility and convexity are only available to the most sophisticated investors. And we're really looking to create protocol vaults that offer to monetize those slices of risk to kind of any user that wants to come and deposit. And so once we add to Gigavault, which is already doing about 60% APY, once we add a sub-strategy that does covered call selling, we view that as very realistic to get that entire yield, over 100% APY. And that's from a combination of, market making, revenue share with the exchange, liquidations, and options selling, covered option selling. So yeah, I think those are a bunch of things that really are going to start to differentiate us from our competitors in this quarter in particular. There's a lot of other cool stuff in terms of the technology. Collateral, native Bitcoin collateral, not wrapped Bitcoin, that you could bring into the exchange and use as margin to support your trading positions or to hedge. So a ton of different cases. Imagine you're a Bitcoin whale and you are sitting on millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin. You want to be able to sell options against that to monetize, to make some additional yield versus just sitting on it and not earning any yield. Paradex would allow that to happen without you having to, wrap your Bitcoin and move it somewhere else. So I think the combination of those are going to be very, very powerful, over the next 1 to 2 quarters.
Okay. thanks for your sharing. And could you give some information about the profit? They really want to know the Paradex, how to earn the money and your daily data about the trading.
Sorry, how do you want it? Sorry, I didn't get that.
They want to know the profit of the Paradex.
The profit of the Paradex. I guess I don't understand what that means. So we're obviously an exchange. So, every individual trader has their own P&L, their profitability, but, we essentially, I guess the revenue source for Paradex is fees charged against user, which right now we charge 3 basis points to takers, and we offer a half a bip rebate to makers. That's for perpetual futures, and then for options, which is a newer product, we charge 6 basis points for takers, and we offer a -1 bip rebate for makers. Again, that's behind closed beta right now, so it's not available to the public quite yet, but it will be shortly. But yeah, the main revenue source for the exchange right now is those exchange fees.
Okay, so they want compare with the AAVE. So compare with the AAVE, they want to know the profit of Paradex, about your trading phase or like something else. Wait a second.
Yeah, I mean, I just told you the trading fees. I don't know what else they would be. I'm not sure what else they're getting at in terms of the P&L of the exchange. The exchange makes money from trading fees.
Yeah, I know what you want to say. They just want to compare with the AAVE. What is the advantage of Paradex as a new
versus what? Sorry. Versus what?
Like the trading phase, like if AAVE get 1% of the user's trading fee, how about Paradex?
What is the AAV? Are you talking about AVE or what sorry, I don't understand that. Essentially every like, let's say every $100 of volume that you trade, you pay us, if you're taking liquidity, you would pay us 3 basis points. And if you're providing liquidity, you would make a half a basis point on a perpetual future.
Okay, I guess our students will get the information, and let us go into the
See, the trading fees are here.
Yeah, okay. So, do you have any suggestions for developing dApps on Starknet?
Yeah, so I think, there's like a variety of things, obviously, over time that can be built once we, similar to, a Hyperliquid or whatever, once we open up our L2, which is built, as the same tech stack as public Starknet, so the same Cairo-based ZK rollup. Yeah, I think I encourage people to I mean, there's kind of limitless design area to build applications that would be, taking liquidity from the exchange, so interacting with Paradex liquidity. Could be, new ways to trade on Paradex where you're pooling investor capital, so you're creating your own vault, or you're, really limitless. I mean, whatever their imagination can take them in terms of building things that would be complementary to the exchange and to the liquidity infrastructure that we're building. Could be AI bots with trade. It could be, could be a lot of different things.
So, the last question, could you share some your experience at develops in crypto?
Yeah, so I'm not a native developer. I've been in the space more on the business development business side since around 2017. I've been personally kind of invested and working in crypto since 2015. Really, originally is when I first started to get interested in Bitcoin. But yeah, I've worked at a handful of companies across. I started my career in finance actually at an investment bank. I did that for about 10 years. Then I went to a startup called Noble Markets, where I was one of the early centralized banking partners to early exchanges and stablecoins. So the Bitfinexes, the Tethers, etc. of the world. This is back in 2017, 2018. And then, yeah, I've spent the rest of my time in crypto really at Paradigm and Paradex. So really working on building institutional market infrastructure for options trading. And then what excites me the most now is, kind of our pivot to building Paradex and really trying to build, a full service exchange on chain that's super performant, that's built and owned by the community, which is, very critical to us is community ownership. And that's why you see the large airdrop and us really focusing on a ton of my time now is on community building. Because that's, one of the most important things for us is to build a community that really feels like the product speaks to them, get a ton of enjoyment seeing people use the platform, learning to trading, loving the experience, getting active in our Discord, and seeing that community build is super exciting for me. And so that's where I spend most of my time now, is mainly on the strategy of, where we're going to go, how we're going to get there, and how do we build a community and reward the community for, helping build the network.
Okay, thanks for your team and your effort for the project. Paradex is really an outstanding project in the Starknet, and thanks for Rob and Sergey for sharing this information to our students.
Yeah, sure thing. No problem.
Okay, let's work together in the future.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
好，那我们感谢公顺，也感谢我们2位嘉宾的一个分享跟解答。那大家如果对 Paradex 感兴趣的话，也可以多多的来关注。然后我们屏幕上呢是我们本次的这个Paradex 项目的一个招聘岗位。那大家如果感兴趣的话，也可以截图一下我们屏幕，我们右边扫码就能够跳转到我们的这个招聘岗位的页面去了解一下。好，那如果说大家还有疑问的话，那待会儿也可以发送给 Adam， 然后我这边会转达给我们的老师，然后去给大家一个解答。那我们今天的这个结营仪式就到尾声，那也很荣幸跟大家度过了6周的一个学习时间，那也感谢大家在这段时间以来的一个支持跟理解，也希望大家可以坚持学习，在 Starknet 生态继续进行开发。也祝愿我们的所有同学学有所成，一帆风顺。那以上就是我们本次 Starknet 训练营结营仪式的全部的内容。那感谢大家的参与，那我们下个课程再见。